The idea of success has changed, and women entrepreneurs are redefining it in real time. They're not just building businesses, they're building it on their own terms, with their own rules, and with a clear sense of what success actually means to them. Our next session, Redefining Success, What It Means to Thrive as a Woman Entrepreneur, brings that perspective to the stage. So let's welcome our mediator, Yvette Schmitter, the CEO and co-founder of Fusion Collective, and our panelist, Kaisha D. Ford, co-founder of the Empowerment Approach, Aparna Kaher, Senior Vice President of Quality Assurance and Mediation, Delcina C. McRoy, founder and CEO of Inversta Financial, Monica Robles, the founder and president of Association de Entrepreneurs, Perla Sultan Breziner, the founder and CEO of Senior Family Business Consultant at Stage Advisory Group, and Dr. Trina Wilson, owner, CEO of Life Counseling and Assessment Center.
All right. Full house. So the ladies and I have had multiple conversations, and we're going to do things a little different. We're going to do things in a way where we're going to have the panelists introduce themselves first. And I told them you got 45 seconds, like you're in the elevator, 45 seconds introduction. And then when we get to the very end, I'll introduce myself, and then we will start with the first question. And we're leaving about 10 minutes or so at the end for you all, happy people in the audience, to ask any of us questions. So not only am I the moderator, but I'm going to be adding some of my color commentary myself as a panelist too. So we are going to start with my left. Kaisha, did I say? Yes. Kaisha, please introduce yourself.
Good evening, guys. So I am Kaisha D. Ford. I am full-time. I am a software quality assurance engineer. However, I am also a co-founder of the Empowerment Approach, which is a nonprofit within Lower Alabama where we service the youth. And I'm also thinking about my career after IT. And so I have formed my LLC, which is the Forward Approach, where not only as a published author and poet, I'm also wanting to coach professionals where they will write their live experiences and turn them into published books.
Nice. All right. Delcia, did I say it right?
Yes.
Yes. Delcia, please.
Hi, everyone. My name is Delcia McRoy. I am founder of Inversta Financial and creator of Capira. After over a decade in automotive finance, I saw how lack of credit and financial education was impacting people to have access to opportunities. So I built Investara to help individuals and businesses transform their financial health through education, access, and strategy. And within doing that, I saw that there was a gap within or for business owners where there was not a lack of tools. There's tools everywhere, but there's a lack of intelligence. So that's what I'm helping build. So it's a AI native system that understands how businesses run, because when you address things from an individual and business standpoints, you're not just growing businesses, you're changing lives.
All right, Perla, you were up.
My microphone.
You got it? You got it? Oh, you're mic'd up. Okay, Perla, please.
Hey, hi, I'm Perla Sultan Breziner. I'm a founder of Stage Advisory Group. The purpose of my company is to build strangers' family business, and how then can build a secure world for the next generation, to build correct and doing what the family business wanted to happen with the family in the business, and working hard as a family council, like a board of members of the corporate, and how the family business members and the corporate can share different ideas and how the family needs to understand pretty well the corporate and respect the corporate. That's I'm doing 20 years, from 20 years before in Latin America, as Colombia, Panama, and other countries in Latin America. And now I'm in Miami, in Florida. So I'm very happy to be here and share with you all the purpose that we have in the company.
All right, Perla. Okay, Aparna.
Okay, hi. Thanks for inviting me. My name is Aparna Khare, and I'm the Senior Vice President in Media Ocean. I head the Quality and Assurance Department. So I've been with this company for more than 2 decades, but I've been in the software industry for more than 3 decades. What I currently do in Media Ocean is basically we have a software product for mainly targeted for advertisement agencies.
All right, Monica, you're up.
Hello, everybody. My name is Monica Robles. I'm the founder and CEO of Asociación de Emprendedores, a 501c3 nonprofit organization with a mission to educate, motivate, empower, and develop the leadership skills and business acumen of the monolingual Hispanic community through the Emprendedores program, which is an entrepreneurship program in Spanish that was I created a curriculum to support women that have suffered domestic violence. We also provide services to men as well. And we have graduated 1,846 people since 2016. And that's the reason that I decided to found this organization so the services could be free forever for those people in need through entrepreneurship. Thank you. Very happy to be here.
All right, and Dr. Tina, you're up.
Good evening. Very excited to be here. I am Dr. Trina Wilson, and I bring you greetings from Atlanta, Georgia. I am the founder and owner of Life Counseling and Assessment Center. We are currently in 3 states. We're in Georgia, we're in Alabama, and we are in Florida. And what we do is we provide counseling services to all people. I have a staff of 6 people that will meet with you on the virtual platform. We're also global. We have people who we meet with internationally, so we are working all of the time. I'm also a strategist. I'm a recent recipient of a grant from a female-driven company. And one of the things I've been tasked to do is to help women entrepreneurs. And I hate saying women entrepreneurs because we're just entrepreneurs. It's not about a gender. We work hard and we do all of the things, but to help them scale their business. So one of the things that I was tasked to do was to help women who were making less than $500,000 a year, help them double their income this year. I don't know if I can do it, but I'm going to give it a try.
All right. Okay. And then that leaves me. You all know my name, but that doesn't really tell you about me. So I'm going to kind of do my introduction as a little story. I built my first computer from junkyard scraps when I was around like 8 or 9, and that was kind of weird in a family where my grandmother had a 4th grade education. So why are you going to the junkyard, and why are you going to the library, and why are you building this thing? My family said technology was not for girls like you. So I proved them wrong at AWS, where I led the engineering team that built the NFL's digital athlete platform that you see on every game. I built cutting-edge AI systems. I made companies billions. And then I did what hundreds of thousands of people have probably did when they asked ChatGPT to turn them into their, action hero, action figure, whatever that was. I love Star Wars. I said, turn me into a cloud Jedi, uploaded my picture, and it gave me Jensen Wang's face. So So, I could have, had the keyboard confidence and just got on Reddit and like, this is bad, but I don't come from stock like that. So I decided to do something about it. My great grandmother was a sharecropper and a juke joint runner in the Jim Crow South. So a lot of people on the panel may understand what that means. No education, no capital, but she could see patterns better than anybody. She kept Black folks safe when the system either wanted them silent or dead. And so that's my inheritance. I see patterns in AI that everyone else doesn't see, and most miss. Bias before it scales and harm before it happens. So I'm Yvette. Yes, I'm the CEO and co-founder of Fusion Collective, and we've protected over 2 million people from algorithmic harm so far. And I don't build AI to make you rich. I build AI to keep people safe. So I advise governments on both sides of the Atlantic, yes, both sides, even the folks in DC. And someone's got to tell them the real deal, like really what's coming, because AI is not made for everyone. It's not for everyone. And the people deciding who it's for are the ones building it. And so my job is to make sure that they know that I ain't going nowhere. And I'm here because I'm stop asking permission for people to be in spaces that I deserve to be in, but also knowing the spaces I don't need to be in because it doesn't deserve me. So let's talk about what happens when you stop playing their game and you start building your own. So before we get to the first question, I'm going to do a step. How many people in the room, have been told that your business isn't scalable enough? No? Okay. And keep your hand up if someone called it like a lifestyle business. And keep it up if they said it was a man. Anyway. So like look around, like 49% of the all new businesses last year were nearly employed 10 million people and generated about 2 trillion revenue built by women. If you want the receipts, you can meet me later. I can email them to you. But if you look at that, only 1% of VC funding were given to women. The math doesn't math, right? Because the system was never really built for us to win, especially me, Black, female, double tap on that. So here's what we're going to do for the next 40 minutes or so. We're going to hear from these illustrious women and myself who burned the old playbook and built empires out of ashes. And what we're going to do is we're going to go focus on purpose over scale. We're going to do autonomy over approval, and we're going to do impact over headlines, because that's what I make my money doing. And from the women that you heard on this panel, they're doing things that do what? Help other people, do what? Be the best version of themselves. Well, what? To make some more money for them, right? So they pivot, they built again, and they did it probably without asking anybody for permission first. So let's begin. I'm gonna start with Delcia. So the first question is, what was the moment you knew that traditional path wasn't built for you? Second part is, what did walking away cost you, and then what did it buy you if it did?
This is a great question. So I don't think it was a single moment. I think it was a pattern of a lot of moments. Specifically being a finance manager and seeing people leave with state maximum interest rates. And I don't think that some people knew what that really meant. In some states, like Indiana, that's 25%. In Massachusetts, it's 21%. So there was, what I saw, it was that the system was not broken. It was just not meant for those that didn't have access to, financial education. And within, that, I decided to be that change to bring education, and build, bridge that gap. What it cost me, and I think what it costs most founders, is stability, that consistent paycheck. But what I gained from it was alignment, was the fact that I'm changing lives, and that's more than just your regular, transactions. That's you being able to give someone something that they never thought was possible, or at least, to their ability, or, what it wasn't close to them.
All right. Perla.
Yes, I wanted to add that in my personal experience, I was asking me 12 years ago, what happened with the family business that they can run the business after the third generation? The statistics show us that the family business run the business in general from the first to the second generation. But the thing is that from the second generation to the third generation, there is a big problem to make the succession to the next generation. I start to study what happened with those families in Japan, that they have long-lasting families, thousands of years in Japan, that they became right now as a dynasty. A family business can be a big brand like a Walmart or Walgreens. The small business are those families who works alignment, respectful the business with a vision, but the vision is aligned with the culture of the family. In Japan, they respect not just the present, they respect the past, the founders years ago, their values, their principles, and they continue today, and they working for the next generations who doesn't born yet. So they keep that on mind. So they have family who works and run the business, and they have members of the family, owners, that they have to have a good behavior as owners too. And those who work in the business, they have to keep the business as a temple. All of us as a family business, I am coming from a family businesses who coming from Europe to Venezuela to Colombia to Panama, wherever. I was a family business too. Now this is my entrepreneur business because I concentrate more in the family side. Why in the family side? Because the family needs to know that they have the challenge to keep running the business and respect the business as a temple. The unity of the family is very important for everyone, but the most important is to continue with the business for the next generation. The wealth is a very, very important component for all the family business continue for the next generations.
All right. And then Monica, and then Dr. Trina. So Monica, I definitely want to, this is going to be a good question. Like, what was the breaking point for you? The moment you knew that the traditional path wasn't going to be for you, and what did walking away from that traditional path cost you, but what did it buy you?
It was noticing that the service that was provided for my community was projecting other people's egos, meaning men. We love you, men, but they're men.
Yeah.
And I felt I was being exploited.
Wow.
And I was asking for help so they can hire other consultants so they can do the program in Spanish. And I made a big mistake. I was making 6 figures in a corporate world. At the same time, I was doing the program. I resigned to my position expecting to receive similar or higher salary because everything I was doing, the teaching, the consulting, the connections and all that. And I received a contract for $39,000. And what I got from there was, Monica, believe in yourself. Believe in your creation. This is your program. The people needs it. Do what you have to do and continue working. So I continue being focused, having the vision that my community needed my experience, my talent, my knowledge, so I could transmit it to them. And I lost my mother, my home, and my job in a month and a half. That's very traumatic, but I didn't lose my vision and my people that needed that service. So I continue moving forward. With and without money, I had to rent a room because I lost everything, but I didn't lose myself. And I continue building from there, my community and the respect. And I didn't know anything about a nonprofit organization. Nothing. So I had to study, know how to read. I had to study, of course, and I registered the whole thing myself. I didn't pay anybody because I didn't have money. But I had the power, the inner power, what the other panelists were talking about. Everything is within you, the infinite power. We all have it. We need to be aware that we are the leaders and that we can bring that out. So I gained all of that because I'm also very spiritual, but mostly is believing in something. I was the creator and they were trying to steal it from me as well.
Oh my God. All right, I'm keeping it together. The makeup's not tight. Dr. Trina. The moment you knew that traditional path wasn't built for you, what did walking away cost you, and what did it buy you?
This is hilarious, but I kind of knew early that it was not going to be for me. I'm kind of a rebellious type spirit, and it was just not going to work for me. I didn't understand how you could go and service people because my first degree is a social worker, right? So, and I have 6 degrees, but my first one is a social worker. So I'm out here helping people, and you're telling me that I have a time limit to listen to grandma who hasn't had a visitor in 5 weeks. I can't do that in 5 minutes. There's just no way. You can't have a human side and say, you know what, I have to go, when she's trying to tell you all of the things that you're there to help with. So after multiple conflicts with my supervisor, I just decided, you know what, you guys can just have this, right? I mean, it's not a big deal. I'm single. I don't have any children. I'll figure it out. And I did. I turned the lights off in my apartment, and I went to the gym. So I would go, and I started my private practice, and I would go and I would be out all day. So by the time I get home, it's nighttime anyway. So I didn't need any lights. And then I would go to the gym, and I would take my shower there, and I would work out there, and I would just start my day, and I would just do that until I had enough money, right, to have lights. Because lights, I wasn't there in the time that I needed lights, and wherever I was, I could just stay and do the work in which I needed to do. And that's what I did. And I did that, and I picked up another part-time job at Grady Hospital, and I could stay there 24 hours because I worked the ER, and I did the forensic trade. That's where I started working with forensics, right? So it ended up being a great story for me, but it came out of, I just can't, you know what, I have to be a human being. I cannot just tell grandma I can't hear her. I won't be able to do it. So it turned into a victory for me. And then that's kind of how it all started. And yeah, I have lights now. Don't worry. I have lights.
Wow. Okay. So that's the moment, right? For all of us, right? The moment that we knew we had to walk away or be like, yeah, you can keep that. But walking away is, I'm going to say this, it's going to make sense. It's walking away can be perceived as the easy part. Like anybody can quit. But the hard part is building something that actually works when you have the blueprint, no venture capital, and everyone telling you, go back to your safe job, you need the W-2, you need the benefits, everyone whispering in your ear about that, right? That's why I said it's easy to quit, but the hard part is building something out of that. And so let's talk about what we build in the dark, no pun intended, Dr. Trina. The thing nobody was asking, but we knew the world needed. So I'm gonna start with you, Kaisha. So tell me about the first thing that you built that you weren't trying to impress nobody, right? You just built this thing for you.
So when we built the empowerment approach, Yvette, you're right. We did not build it to impress anyone. We did not say, okay, well, we're going to meet someone's expectations. No, the expectations that we set for ourselves, our goals, our purpose is to empower these children. To help our educators, because we know that they are wearing many hats, unfortunately, not only for as teacher, but as security guard, disciplinarians. So what can we do in order to alleviate some of the stress, give some resources and tools to our students so that they can help succeed, that they can thrive, as well as to inspire them and to build their confidence. So it wasn't so much about it's keeping focus on the mission, right? What is that purpose? What is the goal? And staying true to that, because yes, we have these traditional metrics, but we're also focused on the impact. So we launched our mentoring program last summer, and it was based on creative writing. So I'm going back to my roots, my love for writing. Been writing for over 25 years. I'm only 21, by the way. But it started in middle school. And so when we're thinking about elementary, okay, they're premature. High school, they're so focused on wanting to go to college or training, STEM initiatives, things of that nature. But the middle schoolers, they are forgotten. And that's when we're dealing with social issues, dealing with bullying, now we have to worry about social media as well. So how can we meet them early on in order to help build that confidence and help to inspire them? And so, yes, we do focus because we're a nonprofit and we have to worry about the traditional metrics, but also it's that impact. So when I have a young fella come up to me and say, Miss Kaisha, not only was this program successful, but you know what, next summer I want to bring my friend with me.
No,
we can't measure that by numbers.
Nope.
Right. But the feeling that my heart, knowing that we're doing what we are meant to do, what we are called to do, focusing on that purpose and staying true to that.
So this arc is really, really about like reinvention, right? So you hear like, okay, I walked away from it, so now what do I do? Now this is the reinvention piece. So before I navigate to Aparna, I wanted to make sure that anyone else on the panel wanted to like chime in about the reinvention piece, because Aparna is a little different. She's been with her organization for over 2 decades, right? So she's had to do a lot of reinvention, right? So if anyone else before I go to Aparna? No? So Aparna. So yes, your introduction, SVP, but you've been at the same organization for 20 years. 2 decades, folks. So that's a lot of changing, right? And adapting. So tell us about how you reinvented yourself to be in an organization, a corporate organization for over 20 years. Now you're the SVP. So tell us about that journey.
Okay, so my story is a little different. I started working in this company 20 years ago, and I was loving it. My team was awesome. Everything was going well. But a few years into the company, as a family, we decided to move back to India. But I didn't want to leave this company. And so I just opened up to my CTO and told him, what if I start another office in India? And 15 years ago or so, there was no concept of offshore development, and our company did not have any offices in India. But he believed in me, and he said, I trust you. Just go and build an office. Talk to the CFO. Again, I've never been in a CFO's office doing any pitches, but I just went to him with a simple goal, and I said that I would like to build a small team and deliver the product with quality. And he said, yes, I trust you and you can go and build it. And then the rest is history. Today, the office in India is one of the largest offices that we have globally. And it all happened because of the trust and transparency that me and the leadership had with each other.
I think you're selling yourself a little bit short because you believed in yourself enough to ask.
That's right.
Right? Because I tell people this all the time. Fear and hope, same thing. It requires you to believe in something that's not that you can't see, right? So Dr. Trina talked about is like believing in yourself. Monica talked about it, that belief that literally Viola Davis said this quote as she was accepting some award and said, the definition of hell is meeting the person on your last day on earth who you could have been.
That's right.
Now let that sink in. So do it, right? Tomorrow's never promised. There's tons of people who had plans to do great things today who didn't make it home, right? So that's not a motivation enough. We're going to keep talking about reinvention. Anyone else on the panel want to jump in about reinvention? Because now we're going to be talking about hidden ecosystems, because you can see there's a theme, right? I'm taking us down this dark boring. So no? Okay, so all right, coming back to you, Aparna. So now Aparna said, look, okay, love this job, love this people, love what I'm doing. I don't want to leave this just because we moving. So she went to her boss. Her boss is like, boo-boo, I believe in you. Go make it happen. She's like, look, make it simple, sweet, because I don't pitch. But look, I'll give you a small team, and we're going to deliver shit with quality. Chef's kiss. Largest office now. So remember, she didn't want to leave. She loved her job. She had to have the courage to tell her boss, like, look, love you, love this, love all this. Like, look, what can we do? Let's open an office. She did the pitch, and now look where she's sitting. Right? So if you don't believe in yourself, you can't expect other people to, right? You know, it has to come for you first. And if that person says no, you keep moving, right? Because, you know, you're not going to be knocking on a door that's closed and the window over there is open. You know what I mean? It's just, you hear all these, oh my gosh, these affirmations and all these things that you hear, affirmations, all these things you see all over LinkedIn and the gram. But really, if you stop to think about it, what one thing in your life that you could do, that you love to do, just itty bitty faith in yourself, as much of a mustard seed. I ain't religious, but I'm spiritual. So anyway, so now we're talking about ecosystems, hidden ecosystem. So Aparna, I'm going to come back to you because her story, it gets better, folks. So now that we've all created something that either the market said no, or we said, nah, you can keep that. This is not for me. And we solved some problems that investors, VCs still don't see, but we see. We see and we can't sleep at night because we see it, right? So something rooted deep in that purpose that's tied to the purpose that you have and what you want to do. And like the answer is like, why am I here? The reasons why these women are here is because of the drive that's in each of one of them to create their own companies that in turn help people and still make money, because the shoe game up here is like fierce. So anyway, they didn't have the infrastructure. Monica, Dr. Trina talked about no lights, you know, renting a room. Like, look, like they went in. It cost them. So they built businesses that didn't exist, but in their hearts, like CERN and whatever you want to call that. So the networks, now we're going to like the credentials, the methodologies, the partnerships, you know, those support structures, you know, that could have been there if we built on their terms. But Dr. Trina talked about she built it on her terms, no lights, showering at the gym. Monica talked about it, living in a room, right? Everyone's talked about doing it on their own terms without going back to that check. So, Aparna, when you did your pitch and you had the conversation with your boss and you had your conversation with the CFO, and now you're on your way to India, What did you build that wasn't there, that the infrastructure, the system of your company didn't provide? Like, what did you build? And then what infrastructure did you create because you couldn't wait for somebody else to do it, or build it because that wasn't an option? So let's have you do that one.
So, two main things that I focused on. The first was hiring the right talent, right? Because now I've moved there, they have trust in me. So the first 9 to 12 months, I must have hired only 25 to 30 folks, because I believe that hiring the right attitude people is more important than their aptitude. There is a saying that it's attitude, not aptitude, that takes you to the altitude. And so, I went slow. My focus was not, I wanted to build a big office or the money or the infrastructure. My focus was, let me get the right folks. And those first 20 or 25 folks that I got, believe me, they're still with the company. They are now senior managers and directors who are running the show. So that initial critical talent was very important for me. So that was my first focus. And the second focus was delivering with quality. So being, stayed here for many years and knowing the way US operates, everything is based on quality, and we had our own products. Whereas the folks that I was hiring typically came from service companies. So their focus and mindset was very different. So making sure that I'm training them with the right mindset of a product company, making sure that they understand the business that we are in, takes a lot of time. But I wanted to invest that time because only then we can deliver with the same quality as any other country. And that actually led to other departments reaching out and saying, okay, we want to open our teams there as well. And that's how it started growing. So hiring the right talent with the right attitude and making sure that we are training them properly are the key focus areas I had.
All right, I'm gonna have Monica and Dr. Wilson kind of two-prong this one. So you're both stories, and then I'll come back to Kaisha, just to, because this is like, oh, it's great. So Monica, a little bit about your hidden ecosystems, and then Dr. Wilson, and then I'll come to you, Kaisha.
For me, it was when I created a program. It was an 8-week, 2 hours per week program. And I saw people transforming themselves, their lives from inside out, and also sharing that with their families. That was my payday, whether I didn't receive any payment, which I did it many, many times. And the other situation was I offered all of this to the people I was working with at the moment, and they say, no, we don't have money. We don't need it. Services to the monolingual Hispanic community, and you can't. And that word was my fire inside, because I said, excuse me, my people, my talent, my money, even though I didn't have it, but I have talent to read and to research and all of that. And so that's what gave me that instant, opening. And then I had contracts that they were not paid, but my people always received the service and the high level of professionalism. I always done it. And the other part that was that I didn't get any paid or any money for 3 years. And again, believing in myself and believing in what I was bringing to the community. And I made that my mission in life, because I could have charged them, right? It's a program, it's beneficial, but I told myself and I committed to myself to give it for free. How I was going to do it? I had to find a vehicle. And that was starting a nonprofit organization, learning how to write grants. My first grant was $2,000. Yay! After 3 years. And my second grant was $35,000, and that's when I was able to hire my first admin assistant. She's still with me 5 years later, my business consultants still working with me. I just hired an executive director this February. So we're growing because we have a lot of credibility, because the result of every single program is the same. It's transformative. It goes from the inside out, and people start believing in themselves to create small businesses or micro businesses. And they have even resigned from their 20 year as being a cook.
Wow.
Or from the 20 years of being a seamless when she was a fashion designer. And that believing in themselves, that wasn't the engine that continued motivating me to look for more and for more for them. Not for me. I didn't follow the money. I followed their dreams.
That's awesome. So I'm being waved like crazy, like we're coming up to time. So we're gonna start with we're gonna ask Monica this one question, and then we're gonna go to Dr. Wilson, and we're gonna go top all the way back down. So here it is. So if a woman came up to you after this panel and said, I want to do what you did, but I'm terrified, what's the one thing you would tell her? So Monica, this is your hot drop. This is your hot mic moment. Make it quick. And then Dr. Wilson, and then we'll come back up to Lisa, then to everybody else.
Believe in yourself and don't doubt your heart.
Oh, print that on a pen. Okay. Dr. Wilson?
I would just tell her to do it. You just have to do it, because if you don't do it, you will regret that moment. The graveyard is full of great ideas.
Yep.
Don't be one of them.
All right, Kaisha.
I would say do not lead by permission. Lead with purpose. Don't let anybody execute your vision.
All right.
So I would say that fear does not mean that you're not ready. And sometimes we stop what's on the other side, or we don't get to the other side because we don't take that risk. So it starts by believing in yourself and taking that risk.
All right, Perla?
I would like to add that Monica says about how the continuity of the business with money or not money at that time. But for me, the name of that is the emotional salary. That is very important on all of our business. Also, if there are family business or not, is very important, the emotional, because with that, we can build professionals keeping in our businesses, and also in the family businesses is very important, because the emotional salary for the next generations is so
the teachers
important.
tried everything with one of this. I don't know if you can hear me. They just have.
I can see.
Okay, yeah, keep going. There's like technical snafu in the back.
Okay, and for the next generation is very important, because they keep in compromise, they keep in going, and they are motivated. Yeah. Also, our professionals in the business is very important to have them compromise and motivate to continue with us.
All right, Aparna?
I'll just say one thing. It's worth taking the risk if you are passionate about it.
I would agree with that. And I'm going to send this out real quick. Everything that everyone said up here is like spot on. I would just like to add, it's just like, you should be terrified. It's fine. It's normal. It's natural. Every lesson makes you stronger. Every client you serve reinforces that you were the right to bet on you at the first time. Like, I'm not a gambler. I don't do scratch off, but I bet on myself, and every time I do it, I win. So if you are scared, the truth is they don't know what you know, and that's your superpower. So the system that you're afraid to leave is more afraid of you leaving it. So do it. That's it.
Okay.
And we're over. Look, they're like lining up to like pull us off. Thank you. We're going to hang out for a little bit if you guys want to talk. I know Aparna has to go. She's going to get awarded something. But if you want, like, we can gather around and chat. But thank you, everyone.